doing it. We're doing it. Let's try again. I know it says we're live, but I'm not showing up on the YouTubes. Good morning. Whatever. Hopefully, maybe. I'm hoping this is working. There we are. There we are. Let's mute this real quick. Shabam. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Doc Skinner. It's 5/5/2020 today. And it might be 7:30 that I start coming on because it's getting the dollars already and trying to catch some news of what's going on. Oh, what's this? I hate these things. Go away. There we go. All right. So, oh, you don't know what I'm looking at here. Well, boom! We're going to be talking about some stuff. Oh, yeah. Grab your coffee. I've got two. Because I spilled my Dr. Pepper everywhere. Couldn't see very well in the morning. Didn't have my coffee yet. I hope you're all doing well this morning. Diana Drakeford, good morning. Thank you for hopping on board this morning. So, I had a couple things I'm going to talk about, but I'm sure those that have seen the show know that I was talking the night I got shut down in the middle of my show a few days ago by FB. Was about the snitches, basically, that were hanging out at offices and venues or restaurants, stores, and we're taking pictures of people not wearing masks and gloves and turning them in. Well, this just was released yesterday, or sometime last night, I think. 900 Missouri residents who snitched on lockdown rule breakers fear retaliation after details leaked online. Hundreds of Missouri residents have had their personal details shared online after the publication of a document that recorded reports made against those flouting lockdown measures. Some people are now concerned that they will face consequences for snitching on CV rule breakers in St. Louis County, Missouri. It comes after St. Louis County authorities called on people to report businesses and persons not following the statewide lockdown measures last month. The names and addresses of almost 900 people were shared on Facebook to name and shame them after authorities had released the data following a media request under the state's Sunshine Law, which requires authorities to release information submitted to public agencies. Quote, I'm not only worried about CV, I'm worried about someone showing up at my door and showing up at my workplace or getting me fired for doing what is right, said a woman named Patricia, who had made a report to KSDK News. She goes, when there's something that happens next time, I'm not going to feel safe and protected enough to call the local authorities. What? Okay. The complaints resulted in 29 businesses receiving court summons in April, leaving some concerned that they will face dismissal at work after reporting on rule breaking at their own workplace. We're in a society where doing what's right doesn't always get rewarded, added Patricia. We have to be extra careful because we don't have the strength to fight this. The Missouri resident told KSDK News that she had asked to be made anonymous. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But that did not stop the complete publication of the documents. Jared Tosh, who shared the personal details online, wrote on Facebook, if they are worried about retaliation, then they should have read the fine print, which stated their tips would be open public records subject to the Sunshine request, and should not have submitted tips in the manner to begin with. I released, quote unquote, hold on a second. I'm sorry, it's a little early, but I'm laughing. Because, I talked about this. Quote, I released the info in an attempt to discourage such behavior in the future, added Tosh. who claimed that those who had snitched to local authorities caused job losses to others. Those comments came despite St. Louis County having confirmed the most cases of death of CV-19 in Missouri. Doug Moore, St. Louis County Executive's Director of Communications, said that the details could not be redacted from the document that was shared online. Quote, in this particular instance, our country's counselor's office consulted with the Attorney General's office on releasing the list of those who had filed complaints against county businesses, Mr. Moore told KSDK News. He added, withholding information goes against the journalists' push us to be. Withholding information goes against what journalists pushed us to be, as transparent as possible. Toch, who has also shared other unfounded claims on Facebook, including one post that called CV-19 a media-driven pandemic, said that he had seen the document shared on another Facebook group before posting about the snitches. He said, it comes as some Missouri businesses began reopening on Monday. Last month, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio was criticized over the launch of a messaging service that encouraged New Yorkers to report on those breaking the lockdown measures. The app was shut down within hours after it was inundated with memes and complaints about Mayor de Blasio. That was Gina Spaccia from The Independent who wrote that. I mean, come on, people. If you're so insecure that you have to go out and be snitches on people who are just, man, and you're surprised, people are going to be upset. Your actions cause people to lose their jobs. Businesses to shut down. Why would you not think they were going to figure it out? And come on. Okay, so that should be a lesson. I mean, stop being snitches. I mean, if someone is like doing a terrorist act, they got some big import. Yeah, call that in. But you know, a mom and her kids are playing in the playground, or a guy's walking alone on his beach. Don't be a jerk and call 911. Come on, the officers have better things to do, and more important things to do than this. That's what I think. All right. Moving on. Close that one out. Elon Musk puts 2 homes up for sale after vow to sell most possessions. He's seeking a combined US $39.5 million for the Bel Air properties. Not bad. Including one of the most previously owned by the late Gene Wilder. Oh, that's kind of cool. So, where was it? I mean, I didn't get a chance to read this, to be honest with you. He's trying to sell this house. Okay, cool. It's the statement. Oh, that's a really nice house. Yeah, let's see. What it doesn't say. That's usually when there's something that they're saying, they're not saying it. I mean, okay, so here, let's look at the title here. I know Elon Musk puts 2 homes up for sale after vow to sell most possessions. You think Elon's gonna do a road trip? A long, far away, extended road trip soon? Wow. Folks, just think about it. I know it's a little early in the morning. I hope you had some coffee. Oh, by the way, good morning to Diane Drakeford. Terry, good morning. Prestigious G4C, good morning. Says, good morning, Doc. It's Cheryl. Hope you and the puppies are having a wonderful day. We are. Thank you very much, Cheryl. Terry says, I love the morning shows. Never catch the night ones. Yeah, I know, Terry. It's probably going to have to be 7:30 because I'm trying to, like, doing the show and then going to bed and getting up and doing the show again. It's hard to catch up during that sleep time if I sleep. Which I got up a lot last night eating. It was weird. It was like sleep eating, I think it was. But it was weird. Let's see. So yeah, I think let's just do 7:30 in the morning. That way I have some time to do a little research. I get up at 6:30, take care of the dogs and everything, and then try to function. And then I need at least a good 30 minutes to really kind of try to find some news. So, so it's gonna be kind of light this morning, which is good. Did some heavy stuff last night. I mean, if you didn't catch last night's show, here, hold on. This is all some of the stuff that got wet when I spilled everything. Last night, if you want to check out the show, we talked about Arizona's opening up again after we were told we were going to be closed till the 15th, but now whatever. California's doing, everybody else is doing. It's the end thing, I guess. So let's see. Oh, but New Mexico, yeah, they're locking down. They've got like roadblocks and stuff. At least the past couple days they have, and so make another turn at Albuquerque or something. Go around New Mexico right now. Nothing against New Mexico. I love New Mexico. I drive through it all the time. It's just you don't want to deal with the roadblocks right now. Massachusetts Walmart employees, 81 of them to be exact, have tested positive for CV-19, and surprise. They were like, oh my gosh, we have a figure. You just now told you people start wearing masks. And it takes how many days to incubate or whatever. And then we talked about the protests in Texas calling for the arrest of Bill Gates. A form a petition has been signed from the White House over, I think it's been like close to 400,000 signatures to investigate Mr. Gates and the foundation, his wife's foundation. So that's going to be an interesting story to follow for a bit. Kim Jong-un has doubles, and they're saying his appearance was not him, but one of his doubles. And if you go to I have to say it wrong, so don't correct me. Well, when you go to my Twitter page, which is the little A with a circle symbol, and then 1028 Productions. Actually, it's at 1028 Productions. See, I got the bell for it. So, go there. Please follow me. That way, because I'm posting all my stuff over there because I haven't been censored over there yet. So, over there, yeah, and I'll just... I'm a newbie over on the Twitter. So, and plus, when I'm restricted, I'm kind of like, woohoo, freedom. So I've kind of unleashed a few things there, but it's something to keep you busy. Then we also have, of course, our YouTube page that you're watching this on. So if you could be so kind, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified of when my dorky rear end is going to come on live and bug you. Let's see. Terry says, I like the morning show. Okay, we did that one. Diane says, rule breaking. Ugh, those rules were not legal. I know they're not legal. I know. That's why it was a voluntary thing, but some people took it too far. I, going into it, was sick, and so I just kind of locked down. Unless I had to go to the store or the vet or pay the rent. It's just, I'm here. Just keeping myself busy, doing what I got to do. Because I just would never want to be a carrier and not know it and give it to somebody. Because I know it's a real thing. But I also know the government has blown it, and the media have blown it way. I mean, the numbers have been inflated. Reports have been, wag the dog, you might say. If you don't know what that is, check out the movie Wag the Dog. You really should see it. I got an idea for a show. Hold on. Oh, this could be fun. Oh, but I could get in so much trouble doing it that way. Yeah, man, it sucks, dude. I hate that I gotta tiptoe find loopholes to see how I can report stuff to you. Just because, there might be footage or something that I didn't shoot, but it's online and it's everywhere. But I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if I was able to do it? If I was to do it, I mean, technically I could, but it wouldn't be live. It's just, when would I do it? I would like to do a video on all the TV shows and movies for the past 50 years. Maybe not every single one of them, but highlight the main ones that the powers that be were foretelling us what was to come, and it's come or whatnot. The the most direct one ever was the TV show The Lone Gunman. I think it was the first or third episode, and they had a thing where The Lone Gunman was a spin-off of the X-Files. It was those three quirky guys who helped Fox Mulder on the show, and they are helping. They're involved with a plane that's about to fly into the World Trade Center, but it's exactly the same as 9/11, but it was in this TV show 3 months before 9/11. If you don't believe me, Google it, or not Google it, YouTube it. You can watch the whole clip. It's wild. The planes are taken control by the bad guys down on the ground by remote control, and it's freaky. I mean, the numbers, like how many souls are on board, all this stuff, it coincides with 9/11, and so that's probably one of the biggest ones that said this is going to happen, and then it happened 3 months later. I mean, it freaked out the writers and the actors of the show. They were all calling Alex Jones, "Oh my God, I can't believe we did this," and then it happened. So that's a perfect example. Shoot, even Barney Miller. Remember that show, Barney Miller, about the police department? Great show, great show. There's an episode where this other famous actor who wasn't as big back then, I guess, he's on the show, and he's considered a conspiracy nut, but he's spouting all this stuff off. I gotta. How can I? See, if I make a video and I use those clips, and then I upload it, they're gonna take me down. I mean, it really sucks. I don't know how other people get away with it. If someone knows all the tricks to the algorithms, please let me know, because I could have such better content if I didn't have my hands tied every day. Because that's what it's like. Having my hands tied to where I can't put across the message I'm trying to give, or the news I'm trying to report, because I'm so sick and tired of the mainstream guys, the big networks. They come in, and little guys like me will film something awesome, a situation or a tornado, whatever, and then they convince the little guy. They call him, "Hey, yeah, this is so and so." They'll have, like, if it's a guy, they'll have a woman anchor call. "Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, guess what? Look, we really love your stuff. Can we have your permission to use it on the air?" And then you say yes, and that's all they need. I don't know how they pull that off without any written form, because they've done it with me. And then they take it and they slap their copyright on it, and then plaster it everywhere, and then they sell it off to all the other news. I mean, hold on. It's just like these things. Sorry, I'm banging the desk. I'll bang my chair, that way it doesn't hurt the microphone. There we go. It just irks me. Just like big corps can stay open. We know who I'm talking about. The biggies who knock out mom and pop, they can do it. But little mom and pop, like this guy that owned the tattoo shop, he opened up probably one of the most sterile kind of businesses you can own, is a tattoo parlor. And he gets arrested, goes to jail, in a room where, oh yeah, it's available now because the pedophile, sex trafficker, murderer, serial killer, whatever that was in that room, is let out so he don't get CV-19. Does anybody else see the world being mirrored? There's a show called Black Mirror. I think it's on Netflix. And people keep saying I need to see it. I think that might be another one. I think maybe over the weekend. I don't have any projects. I got a project today. I got to remember to do that. I got to shave. Can you believe that? I'm going to have to shave today because I got to do a video. Shave. And I gotta do some transformation. Um, so let's see, video, just so I don't forget that. Boom. Now, where was I going with all that? Damn. That little thought just threw everything off. Going back. Oh. I totally remember where I was going. Okay, hold on. I was showing you guys something, and here I am just showing you a blank wall. Go to my profile. Here's my Twitter page. You can go here. And this is where I'm posting everything. This right here is just kind of like what I was talking about. This is a perfect example. How can this guy or woman or person, whoever, take these clips from ABC TV show V? Remember that show V? And can take all these other news clips, from wherever, put this together, and not get flagged. I mean, I am so grateful that these videos are out there. That's where we learn. But, I want to be able to put together stuff and not get flagged in the first 3 minutes after upload. I mean, seriously. Because, I could do some really good stuff. Instead, I'm just stuck with just live and what I can type and... Oh, man. It's been rough. Okay, so, for example... Humans. Anyway, watch this video. This was back in, I think this was, not 97, 2007 maybe? When did this video, V? Anyway, check it out. The monologues in that will blow you away, as well as, if you scroll down a good ways, I was mentioning this the other night, is the movie Network. That came out in 1976, that I do know. And Peter Finch, who plays Howard Beale, a TV personality, has this awakening. The two monologues that I put here, which I seem to be able to do, but if I put it on my live, I'm probably, it's just ridiculous. But check that out. It will just put goosebumps all over you because you're like, oh my God, this is happening. And anyway, phenomenal acting, just amazing scenes. Check it out. And then when you're done, scroll up to What They Haven't Told You, Mel Gibson and Shia LaBeouf. That's like part 4 in a sense, or part 3 in those 3 movies to watch. And then if you haven't seen Fall the Fall yet, then you are behind. You have got to get out from under that rock, and you need to watch it. It's a 3-hour binger, but you will want to binge it. It's broken into 10 episodes in case you have to have those breaks, but do not, get it done. It's better if you just watch it all the way through because it will open your eyes. And then there's the other one that's not on here that I need to put on here, which is Out of the Shadows, which is just amazing eye-opener. Other news, Candace Owens was, I know that probably looked bad when I did this. It was nothing. I've been itching a lot. I did that. I was like, oh, that probably looks bad. No, see, there's nothing there. I didn't do anything. All right. So Candace Owens, who's one of our political figures, who she has thumbs up from me, was banned from Twitter for telling Michigan residents they could go back to work. To be clear, Governor Whitmer is breaking the law by defying the vote of her state legislator to reopen businesses. The sheriff's department have even written saying that they will protect the citizens, uphold the Constitution, and defy her executive order. Womp womp. Yep. It's happening everywhere, folks. We got sheriffs everywhere standing up for what's right, for our constitutional rights. Probably the most spectacular display of just like in a movie. It was so beautiful. And I'm going to talk about this for a while because this man was just amazing. Dr. Gordy Williams, ex-Marine vet, was at the protest this weekend at the Sacramento State Capitol in California. And they were doing a peaceful protest, children there. children in wheelchairs there. Oh my God, this is cool having like a backup cup. I like that. So here come all the police officers, God bless them all, doing their job, doing what they're told. They got their riot gears on. They're standing there like they're trained to do. But they were in the mindset of, yes sir, we'll do it. And this one man, I mean, it was almost like if Mel Gibson did Braveheart without the yelling, that was this dude. That was Dr. Gordy Williams, or Cordy, or Gordie Williams. And I really would like to get in touch with this man because it was like a scene in Braveheart. Without the yelling, he was very calm. He had a megaphone for it to be able to be heard everywhere, and he just talked to these police officers, just talked to them, and everybody, kind of, they gave him that, they quieted down so he could do it, and he was just like, look, we pray for you, we love you, we know you're doing your job, you've got families. But can you do a gut check? I'm sorry, I look like I'm holding a megaphone. He goes, let's just do a gut check, folks. Seriously, is this a lawful order? Yeah, did you not swear to uphold the Constitution and all this stuff? And he just laid it out. And you watch, in a 12-minute span, you see all these cops just kind of like, normally they're, very military, which they shouldn't be, but they are, and that's how they're trained now. But it's like they all went at ease, and just kind of like we're taking the stuff off, and moving back and climbing back. I think they went about a good 50, 60 feet further back, and then just kind of stood there. Some of them left, but it was, God, it was a beautiful thing because nobody got hurt. And people got to protest, and the cops weren't. The cops were applauded and respected even more after that, because it shows that they are human. We forget that they put on all the military gear, the stormtrooper gear, and they become inhuman. I get that. To people, I mean, not at all. But am I making any sense this morning? Is the coffee kicking in? What do we got going on here? Terry says 7:30 a.m. is good. Okay, well, Terry, I love you because you're amazing, and I'm just going to use that as the official okay. So yeah, we're going to say 7:30. It gives me some time to, yeah, because I think the last morning I did was just like, bleh, I don't even remember. I don't remember. What was it, Friday? I didn't. Or maybe no, I don't remember. It's been a crazy 35 years. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, Diana, am I just not used to seeing your last name, or are you new to the group? If so, welcome. If not, welcome back. He says it keeps getting fuzzy. I don't know. I'm checking my monitor over here. It seems to be going. There might be a glitch. I mean, internet sucks right now these days. It's like everybody's on it. Popping sounds too. Oh, is it maybe? Is that better? I moved the microphone so it was out of the frame, and I think it pulled down on the mic cable, which messed with the connection. I think that might have been it. I hope. Just have to keep me up to. I'll catch up. I'm sorry. So Diane, I'm sorry about the popping sounds. Fix the sound. All right. Let's see how it sounds over here. Is that better? I moved the microphone so it was out of the frame, and I think it pulled down on the mic cable, which messed. I think, is that better? Yes, cool. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I will. I normally have the microphone down, and I pushed it all the way up, and it kind of yanked where it's connected to the microphone. So, my bad. All right, where were we? Popping sounds. Hey doc, sorry. Audrey says, hey doc, sorry I haven't been around. Issues. Hey, no, that's okay. We've all got issues. Anybody that says they don't have issues is lying. So we all got a bunch of stuff going on. It's just how you handle your stuff. That's all. Let's see. Sarah McMillan, good morning, everyone. She says, Diane says, morning, Sarah. Audrey says, I started watching season 10 and 11 of X-Files last night, and it freaked me out. It's all about a release of an alien virus. Absolutely freaky. Oh, my gosh. The YouTube channel told you about That's Impossible. He's got video of these guys walking along the beach, and there's this rock, and there is this black goo on it, and they touch it, and it is alive. It looks like that metallic metal stuff that will like move around to sound and whatnot. I mean, I can call CGI, dude. I can look at stuff and go CGI. I mean, I'm really good at it, but this, no, it was not CGI. It was. I'll have to find it and like post it so you guys can check it out because it was insane. Okay, moving on. For those that weren't here last night, remember, I said it. Did I not say it last week when the whole thing with little Kim was going on? That, oh my God, he's a vegetable. Oh my God, he's dead. And I said, I reported it. People thought it was fake news. Then the next day they reported the same thing. I know I've pointed this out last night, but I need people to know this so that they will start going, hey, okay, maybe Doc has, he knows a few things. And if he's wrong, I will tell you. I got bamboozled, but it wasn't this time. Now, I said, you can go back and watch the episodes. I remember saying, what if it was a big thing to have him, supposedly die or be a vegetative state, then rise back from the ashes like the new Messiah. And then everybody was like, oh, he really is a god, because there was a shadow of doubt, the fact that he had gone for heart surgery and all this stuff. Well, then all of a sudden yesterday, images come up showing him hanging out, smoking cigarettes. He's walking around, smiling. He's doing this and stuff. And he just had open heart surgery. I mean, you don't sit here and do this. And you definitely aren't looking fatter after a heart surgery. It's usually you look skinnier, And it wasn't. It wasn't Kim Jong-un. They have looked and they have discovered that looking at images, it's not him. It's one of his doubles. Oh, but what? He doesn't have doubles? He does. Check this out.
First up on the show, well, pictures of North Korean Supreme Leader about Kim's health after he
make this big for you. All right, so here he is. Everybody's wearing masks. There he is, no mask, and look at him. He's just all laying out, no big deal. He's just hanging out. Moving your arms around after heart surgery hurts. Okay, he's no big deal. Nothing. Look, he's like, yeah. Look, I'm still the same fatsy, little Pillsbury Doughboy. Moving his arm. It's just common sense, people. Now here in this video, you got to go to my Twitter or tweeter to see it. Wait, go back. It was right there. Okay. Get rid of this. See this? 1, 2, 3. These are his lookalikes, and this is him talking to him. This is at a missile launch. And they will go and they will travel with him. So if there's an assassination attempt, they get hit instead of him. All right? So check that video out. He's actually talking to them. This is actual video footage. It shows the differences. If you look at his teeth, this tooth in particular is equal to this. You go over here, this one's crooked. You could tell. They look alike. They're almost twins, but you can see the differences. And I know there's stuff with different camera angles and all that too, but the fact that he has been seen with his doubles, look at that. Which one is it? I'm going to call the one on the right. I'm going to say the one on the left. I'm going to say I don't know. That could be him younger. Who knows? The teeth are different. It's ridiculous. This is him talking to them. Now, whoever did the video, they did like a highlighter kind of thing over the lookalikes, but you see them from behind because they didn't want you to see their faces so that it would get out. But you know, it's the same haircut and everything. But yeah, in the video it shows him. You know, he's sitting there talking to him. Da 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 da. You know, here he is. Just you just don't go out for a stroll like that in front of everybody and smiling like, I'm fine. I have staples down my chest, you know. And I mean, it's just, I mean, even that, he'd be like, oh, God, oh, ah. You know, because it's pressing on the, come on, people, common sense. Or am I just a loony bin? Is that it? Is that, here's his sister who is always in on it because you know, eventually she'll take over. But, I mean, you can tell. This guy's the lookalike. And this was at the, what do you call it? A fertilizer plant that they opened day before yesterday. I mean, of course, that's what people do and his lookalikes do. They go do the stupid ceremonial stuff to make appearances. But look at him. I mean, he's just nothing because that's not Kim. He's probably, if he's still alive, he's still recuperating. Okay. And, you know, could make, God, just the thought of it is making my chest hurt right now. Okay. Moving on. Can't do this. I am actually feeling like, oh, God, my chest is hurting right now. Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay, let's talk about this. What time is it? Doesn't matter. It's my show. I'll do what I want. It's activist mommy. Let me tell you, she is awesome. Well, let me see. I don't want to say the wrong name. Let me go here. Yes. Elizabeth. Yes. What's her last name, though? It doesn't say. Anyway, this woman's amazing. Oh, my God, she's amazing. And she puts out some awesome stuff, awesome content. She's a speaker. But this right here, folks, okay, look. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. That's with the connection. There we go. I thought I had locked up. I had hit the pause button over there. This is upsetting, folks, and this should upset you if you have a spiritual, religious, faith-based life. Okay? You know, look, I don't attend churches anymore. I mean, and that's just me. I used to. I was on fire for God, you know, but I kind of felt a little taken advantage of by the establishments, and so I decided, you know, just gonna have a one-on-one relationship with him, just me and him. I don't need anybody else to speak for me or interpretate for me. Me and him, right? So, but I still believe in the rights of churchgoers and faith people. I mean, spiritual. This is ridiculous. Kansas City forcing all churches to provide state with list of members and visitors. WTF. Seriously? Oh my God. Is this long? No. Okay, cool. I'm going to read this. Coffee. Whew. Okay. Link is on my interwebs Twitter file place thing. I'm a Bob. As regions throughout the nation, sorry about slamming the table. As regions throughout the nation take baby steps towards reopening in the wake of the CV pandemic, some measures are proving to be perhaps more draconian than anything experienced during the lockdowns. In Kansas City, Missouri, Democratic Mayor Quinton Lucas is demanding that churches record and, if asked, furnish authorities with names, addresses, and telephone numbers of church members and visitors. And all in the name of contact tracing in the event of an outbreak. Quote, I am running out of adjectives to describe how completely insane and tyrannical abuses launched by state governors and local offices against pastors and churches are becoming, said Liberty Counsel founder Matt Staver in a Friday press release. He says, It is as if these leaders never bothered to do so much as glance at the Constitution they swore to uphold and defend. They seem to be governing from some make-believe dystopian viewpoint. Although Quinton's order applies to businesses and doesn't single out places of worship, Staver argues that it is no less unconstitutional. Quote, the new order states, you like how that? The new order, just missing world in there. The new order states that by recording names and contact information, the health department will be able to more quickly trace, test, and isolate individuals who may have been exposed to CV-19, he explains. The Germans did this very thing to the Jews, collecting the names and locations of all known synagogue attendees, and in the early days of the Nazi regime. Fact. The contact tracing policy is a part of the city's 10 by 10 by 10 plan. Under what? I'm going to open that up. Open that in a new link. I want to figure out what that is. 10-10-10 plan. Under which businesses and faculties closed in the pandemic are allowed to reopen with 10% of their occupancy and a maximum of 10. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, of 10 people. In order to quickly trace, test, and isolate individuals, some places will be made to take down contact information for anyone in their building more than 10 minutes in order to conduct contact tracing if there were an outbreak. Are you folks listening to me? I love you guys. I'm so honored, and I'll get to your messages, but this is so important. Do you see this slippery slope? Do you see that if you even try to argue with this and try to, defend it, you need to get an examination, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're planning on tracking us. I mean, they're already tracking us, but I mean, like, hardcore. Like, you can't, let me tell you, you think you may not have the mark of the beast. You don't. I mean, I'm sure you don't. But if you were on the run and you had to take off and you were with your dog, let's say, they could still find you. If that dog is chipped, you know the chips, the vets, they encourage you to have it. They're like they push it on you. Kind of sometimes they'll shame you if you say, no, I'm good. You don't need it. Well, if they can't find you, they just track you down by satellite via your dog's chip, and then they find you. So think about that. Seriously. It's a slippery slope. The Verichip, the company that made, Digital Angel is the other name of the company. It's called the Verichip, but it was made by Digital Angel out of a company in Florida. A black hat company. It was designed, so they told the public, for the mad cow disease. And it would never be used for anything other than to track cattle. And then they put it in pets. Oh, what if you lose your pets? Oh, but what if you lose your ID to get into your office or whatever, your business? Oh, just get the chip. That's how they do it, folks. They take a little bit and then a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Next thing you know, for example, they come to your fence, to your property, like, we're coming in. Like, no, you can't come in. It's against my rights. Okay, well, we're just going to come through the fence into your yard. Okay, but you can't come in. And then they're going to get to that point. Then they're going to go, well, we're just going to come up the steps to the front door. We're not coming in. And next thing you know, they're in your house. That's how it works. Now, if you haven't seen that pattern, that's how they play. So, did I? Oh, I didn't finish. Did I? Take down the kind of. Okay. But yeah, I read that. Violations of any provisions of this order constitutes an imminent threat, creates an immediate menace to public health, and shall be considered a violation of Section 50-155 of the city's code and ordinance. The city's website states, these can include fines, orders to suspend business operations, and other penalties. In a statement to WND, Staver predicted the oppressive new rule will effectively keep people out of church. Then it says, that's because 10 days later they could get a phone call that someone in that vicinity may have CV-19. Then they get a summoned to quarantine, he said. The requirement chills constitutional rights to free speech, religion, and assembly. Further, he warned it's just the low-tech version of what several states are trying to do. Some plan to utilize smartphone technology to monitor people who test positive. Anyone through Bluetooth is identified as having been in proximity to an infected person would be contacted by the government and could be ordered and quarantined. Are you... Oh, we're going to talk about this in a second. Staver has received complaints from several churches in Kansas City and is awaiting word on whether his organization should take action. Quote, never in our wildest dreams could we have imagined Nazi-like measures designed to surveil, track, and spy upon what was once a free American people, Staver's newsletter concluded. Yet, that is exactly what Kansas City misguided government officials are now demanding. Wow. Did you hear all that? Folks, all these people that are like, oh, well, I'm going to get this really cool CV app on my phone because Lady Gaga says I had to have it to do my part. Yeah, do your part to make it easy on them to track you where you are at all times. And then, did you hear that last part? Where was it? Where was it? Wait. Oh yeah, anyone who, through Bluetooth, is identified as having been in proximity to an infected person would be contacted by the government and could be ordered quarantine. Okay, do you know what that means? That means you could just be going out, going to the store, going to Walmart, going to Costco or Home Depot or wherever, going to a restaurant. You go there, not knowing, because it's an invisible thing, you know. It's not like you can smell something, go, oh, I smelled that. I got the CV. You sneaky little virus. But I smelled you. But I know I got it. It's not like that. Okay? It's like, you're sick. And it's too late. You got it. Boom. You got to deal with it. Okay? But the almighty Big Brother is saying, well, with this app, we will know when you get in within 6 feet of somebody who's sick, which you don't know, but the government knows, because the government's keeping track of everybody. Do you like that? Do you like being tracked? Do you like having all your moves recorded? No privacy? That's what it is, folks. I'm just telling you the fact, what it is. If you have to decide whether you feel it's right or wrong. Or, you know, you might be going, I'm doing this because it's my country. I'm a patriot. Okay, I get it. But you have to stop and do a gut check going, but does this feel right? No. So, go out and do your thing. But remember to wear your mask because you got these Nazis out there that are turning people in. And they will, and here's the problem. You're just going to be at home. You're just going to be, you know, maybe at work. And you're going to get a call where you're going to get a visit. And they're going to be some people with some really shiny silver bracelets for you. And they're going to arrest you. You're going to be like, what's going on? What did I do? And you're going to panic. Your people at work are going to know. Your people, your family at home, your neighbors. What did he do? And they're all going to think the worst. And what had happened is you ventured out. You went to the park to go for a walk with your dog or your kids or whatever. You know, you go to the grocery store. And even with masks on and gloves, your Bluetooth on your phone knows that you passed within a certain number of feet of some other dimbat that downloaded the app and said, I'm sick, mark me down and track me so I can do my part. All you that got the app, I'm sorry. God, you're kind of dumb if you did, because you just said here, track me like a cow. Where did that character come from? Sorry, but it's true. It's true. Shoot, back to the message I've been ignoring you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. LOL's prayers. Thank you, Fuzzy, again about the audio. Sounds good now. Jennifer says, I think it's about learning to enjoy your issues. Okay, yeah, that's what we were talking about way earlier. Diana says, maybe he didn't really have that surgery. And that was, yeah, Diane, I had mentioned this. What if he didn't have, what if it was just a big thing? He was in hiding, but then they were all like, oh, let's make it look like you're going to rise from the, it was all staged. I don't know. If that's the actual little Kim, then there was no surgery. There's no way, because he was in vegetative state. You don't just like 24 hours awake. No. If he did have the surgery, then he's still down for the count, and that's a double. I mean, I know it's a double. It's just, folks, I would like to think I have common sense. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm going to say about that. Jennifer Thomas says, hello, Jennifer. She says, perhaps one of his doubles did. Yeah, exactly. Diane says, that's what I was going to say. Great. Jennifer Thomas, winky. Diana says, way past time to read the Constitution. Right. And they're trying to replace it, like literally destroy it and replace it with the New Way Deal Act. Look into it, folks. It's what was, I was showing the clip when I got shut down on my show the other night by FB. Remember what Diane says? Remember when the Constitution was taught in school? I know, right? I felt like I'm like one of the last generations that had, decent things happen, or learn the right things. Terry Reesing says, I seem to remember when it was applicable, right? Jennifer Thomas says, if a chip is a part of the mark of the beast, wouldn't our phones serve the same purpose? I would like to think the mark is a conscious choice, but not trying to get too far into the weeds here. Well, Jennifer, it is a conscious choice. You have to choose to receive the mark, okay? If it's forced upon you, I don't think they can force it upon you. All right? But if they do, I think that's like a null and void. But if you say, yes, I'll take it, I renounce Jesus Christ, which I am not saying, I'm just saying that's what they're going to ask you to say, then you need to, run, or if they take your head, cool, you go to heaven. You don't want to really be around for the rest of the crap that a lot of us are going to have to put up with. What was the other thing? And the phones serving the same purpose. Yes, that's kind of like, it's like the phones are a beta, because now they've got the digital little tattoos that go on your arm, which will be like the Verichip that goes in your hand, but more high tech. And as Sandy Dugan, is that her name? The lady that ran Google, now she ran DARPA and all this stuff. She designed it, and she said, yeah, we made it so that, kids would be rebellious, and parents say you can't have a tattoo. It's like, well, watch this. And the tattoo connects to your cell phone, it connects to your electric car, it connects to your laptop, and all this stuff via signal. And it's scary. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, but I know the purpose, and so don't get one. Where was I? So, folks, we're cattle to these people. If you haven't realized that yet, watch The Matrix. It's a great parable of what's going on. In the movie Matrix, people are grown for their energy because they're like batteries, human batteries. Same thing with us. I mean, they want to track, they want to control, and we can't let that happen, folks. Look, I don't ever say, go out and protest, but when it comes to tracking us in the mark of the beast, when they do, don't let them. Do what you must, okay? Because you take that chip or the tattoo. Once you say yes to that, game over. You may get to live for a while and have a life and whatnot, but you're gonna be a robot. You're gonna be controlled. But if you need that, I mean, some people need that in their life. They need that structure. But who knows? All right, moving on, because I want to catch up. Diane says, we haven't been free for a long time. You have to have car insurance to drive. You have to have a driver's license to drive. You have to wear seatbelts. You have to have children restrained in a car. Yeah, there's all just it's true. It's just they're all looking. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to shape this later. It's very restrictive. Then Terry's, you guys are having a good time, cheering each other on. Diane says, local and state government tells you whether or not you can have smokers in your business. True. Jennifer Thomas says, that's so very true. I pretty much accepted the fact my phone is prying eye. Oh, yeah. This little guy right here is a prying eye, too, you know. If they want to, they have the technology, they can turn it on and, you know. So it's just, I just assume I'm always on camera. I just assume I'm always being spied on via satellite, whatever. Call it paranoia. Just call it an awareness so I don't have to be paranoid about it. It's like, okay, well, I'll just be on my good behavior. Oops, sorry. All right, moving on. Miss Justice, hello. Ducey touched lightly, she says, about employees requesting testing. Maybe you have to be tested just to find employment now. Yeah, okay, so what their plan is that this chip or tattoo or identity card, whatever, it will have something on it that says you have been vaccinated. You are okay. You will not get sick, which is crap. And we'll go into that in a second. But yes, you won't be able to go to the bank. You won't be able to go to the store. You won't be able to get a loan. You won't be able to rent or get a home or get a job without this proof that you took their vaccine. That's what they're trying to do. And it's a way of manipulating us, controlling us, and controlling their narrative and their plans. And we, as their sheep, why do you think they call us sheep? Because we're like, yeah, okay, all right, everybody's doing it like lemmings. That's why you got to think for yourself. You can't go with the crowd. Protests are great and all, but you got to be able to. Anyway, I don't know how I don't want to put that, but anyways, those stories are there. What is this? Let's website down and close that up. Okay, moving on to questions. Terry Reesing says, this sounds like the book of Revelations. I've never quite bought into it, but maybe I should reread it. Oh, Terry, okay, I'll tell you about something here in a second. Diane says, I've twice tried covering the front and back cameras on my cell phone with tape. Both times my phone quit working. Soon as I removed the tape, phone came back on. Jennifer put a message, but she retracted it. Okay. Well, hope you're okay, Jennifer. All right, now let's do this. God, this is dusty. I haven't pulled this out in a while, but this is for Terry and anybody else really. Talk about Revelations. The old Bible. So, in the book of Revelations, you have all these weird things going on, and people get confused. You know, they think, well, you know, it's a lot of symbology and stuff. You have it's like a puzzle. You have to read it. Okay, so for example, okay, well, there's a couple. This is really, because when I read this to you, you'll be like, oh, snap, I get it now. I'm just trying to see where it starts. Okay, all right. It's kind of long, but I'll explain it to you. Okay, I'm gonna read this first. Okay, I'm not preaching. I'm just deciphering a chapter in this famous book, probably the most best-selling book in the world history, and why people, you know, you hear people reading, like, oh, that just sounds like Shakespeare to me. I don't get it. Okay. Ready? This is Revelations chapter 9. The fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. And out of the smoke, locusts came down upon the earth and were given the power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only the people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were not given power to kill them. Okay? Just the agony to suffer. And then we skip to verse 7, which a lot of people, this is the really cool one. Now I'm going to explain all this, so you don't get lost. Just hear me out. Verse 7 says, the locusts, remember the locusts came out of the smoke. The locusts looked like horses prepared for battle. On their heads they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Their hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lions' teeth. They had breastplates like breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. They had tails and stings like scorpions, and in their tails they had power to torment people for 5 months. Okay? All right. Now, oh wait, the thing. Then the next verse is they had a king over them as the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abandon, and in Greek Apollyon. Okay, Apollyon and Abandon are actually two. It's a location in, I think it's in France. Yes, in France. It's a town, and there's a famous monument there, but it's in the middle of the CERN Super Hydrogen Collider. Okay, and a lot of people will tell you that is used. It's a gigantic Stargate. They said it was to find the inner workings of an atom, and they've gone way past that to the God particle and to opening portals and stuff. I mean, just look up the doctors and the scientists say that it's not conspiracy. They publicly say, "Look, oh yeah, we're opening portals, to other dimensions. We don't know what's going to come in or come out, because they don't. I'm not joking with you. If you didn't know about this, you need to look into it. All right, so the little town's called Apollyon. All right, and a bottomless pit would be a portal, like a Stargate. Okay, now back to this, and now I'm going to describe it. I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth, and it was given key to a shaft, and it created a big explosion. So we know what that is. That's like a meteor impact, right? And we've been worried about that a lot lately. And then the smoke darkened the clouds, and blocked out the sun, of course. Big. Psh. And then you got all these locusts coming, okay? But the thing is that the locusts aren't what you think they are. In the description in Revelations chapter 9, verse 7, I'm going to read this line by line, okay? The locusts look like horses prepared for battle. What does that mean? Okay. When horses were prepared for battle, they had like chink armor around their faces, around their body. So, it was protective. It was armor. All right. So you've got that chink, chink, chink kind of look. All right. Think about that. Now, on their heads, they wore something like crowns of gold, and their faces resembled human faces. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now what I'm describing. Apache helicopters. Think about it. Apache helicopters. Pick up a Google image if you don't know what an Apache is. All right. Apache helicopter. It's got that chink like you'd see on a horse's snout or headpiece, right? And the second line, on their heads they wore something like crowns of gold. Now, people are like, I don't understand what that means. On Apache helicopters and other military helicopters, they have gold, glow in the dark. Sometimes it's green. I mean, it depends on what it is, but it's glow paint that's on the tips of the rotors of the helicopters, which create a glowing crown of ring above their heads. That's so that our guys don't shoot each other down at night in the dark, right? So there, like rings around their heads, like crowns of gold. And their faces, with an S, that's plural, meaning more than one, resembled human faces. In the cockpit of the Apache helicopter, you have the pilot and then the co-pilot sitting up and behind, so you have two faces, right? Then you have their hair was like women's hair. The exhaust pipe underneath the rotary blades of the Apache helicopter come out underneath the blade and down to one side, creating a heat vortex, which is kind of like when you're looking down a desert highway and it looks watery and misty. Same thing, but it looks like curly hair. See, you probably didn't look at the book of Revelations like this, did you? Okay, but here's the kicker. Their hair was like women's hair, and their teeth were like lion's teeth. What do helicopter pilots do? They paint, just like the guys with the planes do, they paint the teeth at the front. That makes it look like it's a flying creature. Okay? They had breastplates like breastplates of iron. just like, helicopter when they, got breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was like the thundering of many horses and chariots rushing into battle. All the helicopter rotary blades, that didn't sound right, but you know what I'm saying. And they had tails and stings like scorpions, and their tails had the power to torment people for 5 months. Now, I am not an expert in weaponry, but I know there's things called scorpion missiles. I don't know if that's on planes or if that's on helicopters, but I know helicopters have like heat-seeking missiles and all that. And there are chemical weapons. I don't think we use them, or we're not supposed to. I don't know. But whoever Dr. Evil is during the this whole thing, he might have them. And all I can think of is Scorpion Stinger missiles. I could be saying it wrong. Look, I told you I'm not an expert, but I know that term, and that's how I perceive that one line. Okay, the rest are pretty self-explanatory. And their tails had the power to torment people for 5 months. So if that was like let's say a chemical weapon that would just make you really ill for a while, that could be it. Okay, so that one I'm not fully sure, but the rest, for me, it's like a no-brainer. And then, let's see. Another perfect example of why people don't understand is parables. Chapter 10 says in verse 1, and then I saw a mighty angel coming down from heaven. Okay? He was robed in a cloud with a rainbow above his head. His face was like the sun, and his legs were like fiery pillars. He was holding a little scroll, which lay upon his hand. He planted his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land, and he gave a loud shout like the roar of a lion. When he shouted, the voices of 7 thunders spoke. Do you know what that's a description of? Now, remember, when the book of Revelations was written, John, I think it was John on the island of Patmos when he was in prison, wrote this. But he was shown visions, and that's where all this came from. I believe he was doing what we call today scientific remote viewing, but not knowing it was remote viewing. He just saw it as visions, but he was seeing our future, literally seeing our future. And in the terminology of his day back then, in the best way he could describe what he was seeing, he wrote this book. And so when people read it, they take it literally, or they think, oh, this is just, it's I don't get it. But when you understand that one simple conceptual idea that, okay, John of Patmos was a wide awake, but he was remote viewing. And so he was writing what he was seeing in the future. And that became Book of Revelations. I can't verify or deny whether or not that is actual truth. That is me, my perception, my speculation, I already said all those words. Anyway, you get my point. So for those that haven't, there it is. I didn't plan on doing a little sermon this morning, but there you go. I hope that answered some questions. So yes, Terry, this sounds like Book of Revelations. There you go. I just answered that. Diana says, I have twice tried covering front and back camera. Oh, you already read that too. Jennifer says, that was weird. I'm nervous to post. Jennifer, you didn't do that. You didn't retract your message. Womp womp. That's not good. Kim Warner says, hello. Terry says, Reverend Doc. I actually, there was a period in my life where I wanted to be like a minister. I actually was going to go to like a Christian college and all that and do all that. And well, that didn't happen. But no, I like sharing stuff that I'm not going to, you're all going to burn in. I'm not that kind of guy. Kim says, hi, Doc. Terry says, yeah, I got that. That was funny. Reverend Doc. I like that. Jennifer Thomas says, I like hearing you talk about Revelations. This is very, very relevant. Remember, God will protect his children. Yes, amen. Diana says, Freedom Force Battalion believes the locusts are the mainstream media. It's a good name to call them, but I really strongly believe that it's the battle of Armageddon. So, yes, Kim says, yes, CERN is a very deep conversation. Yeah, that is. That's a whole nother show. Diane Drakeford says, okay, granddaughter is awake. You all have an awesome Cinco de Mayo. Oh, yeah, it's Cinco de Mayo. Are you going to have some Corona today? Oh, seriously, I wonder if they're still selling. Remote viewing makes sense, Terry says. Yes, so Terry, think of it like that. And when you read the book of Revelations now, think about it in that format that John is remote viewing, and he's doing his remote viewing session and he's writing it down. And then it sheds light on it in a whole different way. So, are we still good? Yeah, we're still good. We're still good. So, all right, Terry, remote viewing. Okay, I'm caught up on this. I'm caught up on that. That's wonderful. What else do we got going on here? Q mail drops. Let's see what we got going on over here. Oh, anybody get their check yet? I was told that I'm supposed to get it, direct deposit, but I don't get excited until I actually... That's kind of wild. That's a cool image. Until it actually happens. So until then, I'm still broke. And even when I get it, I'm going to be broke because that's all going to rent next month. So I don't have to stress over it. And anything interesting here before I say... Let's see. I'm going to have to do some more research. Yeah, so this lady right here. Oh my gosh. Can I play this? It's short. Chicago mayor threatens citations and arrests for people ignoring stay-at-home orders. I mean, where's the video? These aspirations, let's see. Afternoon conference, crime, mayor-elect for the police superintendent. I'm not playing. This has got to be it. Let's click. I'm just clicking links. Oh my god, that's so unsafe. Need to sanitize first. Oh yes, here we go. All right, check this out.
Superintendent Brown to order all police districts to give special attention to these parties. And this is how it's going to be. We will shut you down. We will cite you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and we will take you to jail. Period. There should be nothing unambiguous about that. Don't make us treat you like a criminal. But if you act like a criminal and you violate the law and you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail, period.
Don't go to Chicago. Because they'll tell you to stay home. I mean, look at this guy right here. Let's blow this up. Let's just blow this up. Look at this guy right here. Ooh. Mixed signals, you think? You think? He's telling you to stay home while he's not at home. He's out and about. It's hypocrites. And some of these people are so freaking ignorant, and they're somehow in office because of however things were rigged, or who they're married to, or family, friends, and all that. But we got some dumb people in political power that are worse than sheep because they've got stuff held against them or whatever. The powers that be are like, well, I got this intel on you. You don't go our way. We'll expose this kind of thing. And that goes on all the time. That's just part of politics. And hopefully it'll stop here soon. But this lady, I can't tell if she's just a lemming or if she actually thinks she's really, a tough person. Come on. We will take you to jail. See that, and like I said, that's where I'm on the fence. I'm like, yeah, I have no problem staying home. I have no problem with it. Used to it. Being alone, good. I deal with it. But, and I know, we all stay home but it's been 2 months, people. It's been 2 months. And, yeah, we got a lot of dummies that went out and kept spreading it, and that's why things get extended. But I'm sorry. You come and start, I know I'm not in Chicago. I got some peeps in Chicago's, but you go and start threatening me to be living my life? Look, bombs aren't dropping We don't have foreigners running around with guns in our country, thank God. But this is ridiculous. I mean, if they weren't letting out prisoners and serial killers, rapists, child abusers, all these horrific people out so they don't get CV-19 because, human rights. What about, they're in there for a reason. Should we let everybody out because we got a flu? But at the same time, we need those rooms, right? For all the little moms, Susie Q soccer moms, and the little independent working tattoo guys. We got to have some place for them. What is happening, people? Am I the only one that's seeing this is like opposite day? Remember that? Remember back in school, opposite day? It's like opposite day on Groundhog steroids or Groundhog Day steroids. What is going on? And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. The stupidity. Look. I am not going to tell a woman to do with her body, but the concept of abortion, I believe, is wrong, especially at 9 months. We can do that. We can get, it's just everything. It makes no sense. Yet I try to come on here, point stuff out, be happy-go-lucky. But oh my God, there's a point where even I'm like, what is going on? Our governments who we elect, who we pay to protect us, are now threatening us? She needs to be voted out. After all this said, people like this need to be voted out. And sheriffs, like the ones that have stood up saying, I and my deputies will not enforce these unlawful laws that go against people's constitutional rights. Those guys, run for office, brother. I'll vote for you. I don't care what state or city or town you're in. I'll vote for you if I can. I don't think that's actually legal. I don't think. But I'll give you a like. I'll repost. Because that's what you sign up for. Not to be tyrants. And people like her and these others that have been doing all these. Let me get rid of it. I don't even want to look at her. Disgrace. Oh, there's another one. Hey, real quick, a little bit of Trivial Pursuit here for you. See this guy right here? Kind of looked funny, right? How would you guys like to know, or I'll ask, who would like to know why Hitler had that mustache? I'll give you a minute. I'm going to read through these and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Remote viewing, Chicago is being ruled by a tyrant. Yeah, that's so true, Terry. You're actually right. I keep doing this. Is this? It's like a tick or something I got. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of people think he was just, had a really silly thing. And that's the reason why. And believe me, I don't admire him or anything. It's just, I know this. I learned this from a documentary. The purpose of his dorky little square patch, which Charlie Chaplin, I think he did to make fun of him. I'm not sure. But the reason why Hitler had the little square mustache was so he could still have the mustache, but he could wear a gas mask. With his full mustache, his gas mask wouldn't seal properly. So that is why Hitler had the little square mustache. I know, crazy little bit of tidless, useless information, but I'm sure a lot of people always wonder, why did he have that? Why couldn't he have a full beard or a mustache? That is why. So, gas masks. So if you got gas masks and you're one and you got a big, you should consider that. Oh my God. Watch in a month now. It's going to be all the latest trend with people with preppers are going to have like these little Hitler. Don't do it. Just shave. I got to shave later. I don't want to shave. I like my fuzz because it makes up for this. All right. So there's your little useless tidbit of information to get you through the day about a man you really could care less about. Let's moving on. What is it with these killer hornets going on? Have you heard about this? These Cornish hens, killer hornets, somehow have made it to the United States. You get tapped by one of these, That's supposedly not a very good thing. So they are huge. This is not it. This is a bee that's
Wanna see some real ass, baby? Here's your chance. I say left cheek, right cheek, drop it low and swing. Texas hips, tick tock.
That's kind of cute. That's funny. I have to say, you guys' creativity on these videos are hilarious in most cases. Some of them I'm just like, time to make another live choice. Don't be on camera. Don't post. Um, let's see. Oh my, interesting stuff. Where's all this coming from? Wait, is this my page? Yeah, it's my page. I think, right? This is a bunch of political stuff. Where did all this come from? Hold on. Go here. So yeah. If you'd like to get some swag, some 1028 live swag, you can go to the description in the window. It's teesprings.com. 1028 Productions, I think. Anyway, you go there. You got stuff for 1028 live, and we also have some stuff for Brooks Agnew's North Pole Inner Earth Expedition and X Square Radio as well. You can, if you like listening to him, you can go check out some of the merch over there. He's actually we were able to do like 4 or 5 different designs, so you can pick and choose men, women's outfits, clothes, hoodies, cell phone covers, bags, stickers, die cast stickers, and just all kinds of stuff. So go check it out. If you just want to donate, you can to Facebook dollar or Facebook Messenger money. It's Doc Skinner or PayPal. Anyway, it's all here, right? See, right above me. You can just do it there, and your donations will help keep this show alive, and keep the truth going. So they're shutting us down, folks. They are. They're doing their best. They're looking for every little angle they can against us. They have literally, they shut me down. They've shut down all my other people in my groups, my circles, and it's gotten ridiculous. So more donations and stuff will help me get a website up and going, which it won't be anybody's social platform. It'll be my platform. No one can tell me, no, you can't do that. You can't post this, or, red flag me or anything. So that's eventually the goal here coming soon. And that will only be because of, viewers like you that believe in what's going on. So real quick, Miss Justice says, what an unpleasant person she is, gal in Chicago. Yikes. Oh, I know, right? Right. So I'm going to wrap it up. I think, what time is it? Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. And I don't even want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. So yeah, go check that out. And then I did this little Team Biden thing, so it's just a joke. But check out all the links here on my Twitter account, and please be sure to check out the network clips. And that's about it. Okay, I think we're good to go. Oh, if you want to do, if you're looking, like I had somebody looking to get on 8chan, you can't really do it unless you go through the dark web, through a Tor browser and all that. But you can go to qmaps.pub, qmap.pub, and you can keep up with all of the real-time posts from Q. Here we got some new stuff today, and I'll have to go over that later. I should have done that earlier first, but wow, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. You can do that too, so go check it out, qmap.pub. This is Doc Skinner with 1028 Live. Thank you all for allowing me to take some time in your day to just babble in your ear about stuff. And thanks for jumping into the chat room. Appreciate you all. Miss Justice says, or Kim Warner says, Government Cuomo is working with Bill and Melinda Gates to reimagine education. Wow. That's a whole nother show. I do have to be careful with some things because some of these people are so rich, all they have to do is make a phone call and bye-bye. So I got to be careful. Other than that, I'm done. I got to go. So I love you all. And remember, if we all lift each other up, we will all rise together. My name is Doc Skinner, and this is 1028 Live here in the morning, here in the Great White Mountains of Arizona in the United States of America, on this big planet ball of ours known as Earth. And Lord willing, I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. AZ time. That's Arizona time. And hopefully we'll have some more news, see what went on today, and we will talk about it. Till then, ciao bella.